Assalamu alaikum students, this is Miss Mavish Adnan. Today is 15 June 2020 and I am going to conduct lecture number 1 of physics from chapter number 1, which is Introduction to Physics. In this session we will be introduced to a whole new world, a world of physics. In this beautiful planet that we call Earth, there are a lot of interesting events that take place. These events are around us, which we see or do or experience almost regularly. At some point of time in time, your curiosity would have definitely got the better of you and would have pushed you to ask questions like, what's going on? How does that happen? Even miracles apart, the answer of all these questions is physics. Physics comes from a word physikos, which means nature. So the knowledge of nature is physics. What kind of things you studied in physics? We study energy, light, force, movement, electricity, and so on. Now, what is the definition of physics? Physics is a branch of science which deals with the properties of matter and energy and the interaction between them. Physics is the branch of science which deals with the properties of matter and energy and the interaction between them. Now something we are going to discuss, that why is it important to study physics? What is the role of physics in our daily lives and our surroundings? You can see a very basic and fundamental example these days are cell phones. Our cell phones, our kitchen appliances, all these are the inventions of electricity, which is a branch of physics. A simple camera to a bigger microscope and an astronomical telescope are also the instruments of optics, which is the branch of physics. We can see that our nuclear weapons and our radioactive equipments, even the nuclear bombs and atomic bombs, are invented by nuclear physics, which is a branch of physics. The electric power motors, our car engines, our car parts, etc., all are invented due to the study of mechanics, and mechanics is also a branch of physics. Our broadcasting systems use different kinds of satellites and radars, and these satellites and radars are the invention of physics. The medical instruments like X-ray, ultrasound machines, and other CT scans and MRI devices are basically invented due to the rules and regulations and laws of physics. Now here I am going to discuss you about some basic branches of physics. First of all, we are going to discuss the names of some branches of physics like mechanics. The names mechanics means motion of objects. This is the branch of physics in which we discuss the motion of object with the reference of force or without the reference of force. Here. And electricity, it is the second branch of physics in which we discuss about the physical phenomena of electrical charges and their effect. Electricity word come from electric, and electric comes from electrons, electric charges. Now the third branch is electromagnetism. Electromagnetism is the combination of two words. First is electro and another word is magnetism. Electro, it comes from electricity, and magnetism comes from magnet or magnetism. So there are some similarities between electricity and magnetism. And scientists discovered there are so many observations and laws and rules and regulations which are applied on electricity, and the same type of observations are applied on magnetism also. So they classify and they discover a branch which is called electromagnetism, in which we discuss the observation and principle and different laws that relate electricity to magnetism. Now, fourth one is solid state physics. Solid state physics, it is a branch of physics in which we discuss the structure and properties of solids. Solid, as its name signifies. So solid materials or sometimes crystalline materials, this is called solid state physics. Now the fifth one. The fifth branch of physics is called atomic physics, and in atomic physics we discuss about the structure and properties of atoms, as its name shows, and structure and properties of atoms are determined by the electrons in the valence shell, or you can say outermost shell. Now, what is nuclear physics? Nuclear physics is a branch of physics in which we discuss the structure, properties of nuclei of the atoms. Like we discussed before, that the nuclear weapons, nuclear reactor, nuclear bombs, etc. are the inventions which are possible due to the study of nuclear physics. Seventh one is plasma physics. It is a branch of physics in which we discuss the properties of highly ionized charged particles, which are forming a mixture of bare nuclei. Bare nuclei means nuclei without electrons and electrons, a mixture of some nuclei without electrons and electrons. Eighth branch of physics is heat, a very important branch. Heat is the study in which thermal energy possessed by a molecule of matter is discussed, and all the rules and regulations are discussed in this branch, which is called heat. Related to heat, there is another branch, number 9, which is thermodynamics. Therm means heat, and dynamics mean transfer or motion or movement. So thermodynamics, its name shows that thermodynamics means transfer of heat or transformation of heat, you can say. So the transformation of heat energy into mechanical energy, or in some case transformation of mechanical energy into heat energy, is discussed in thermodynamics. Now, what is sound? It is a branch of physics in which we discuss the nature, production, and propagation of sound waves and the physical characteristics of audible energy, like the loudness of sound, pitch of the sound, and the quality of sound, etc. And all the rules and regulations and laws regarding sound we study in the branch of physics called sound. Next is light and optics, another very important branch of science, in which we discuss about the nature and properties of light and construction, working, and use of many optical instruments such as camera, microscope, simple microscope, compound microscope, and astronomical telescope, etc. are discussed in light and optics. Next is astrophysics. Astrophysics, as its name signifies, that astrophysics comes from astronomy, and astronomy is a branch of physics, classical physics, old physics, study of in which we discuss about the study of astronomical objects and the application of modern physics to the problems of astronomy. Now, geophysics. Geo means earth and physics means knowledge of nature. So the knowledge of the nature of earth and the internal structure of earth and the activities like seismography is discovered in geophysics. The last one is biophysics. Biophysics is the study of the basic principle of physics and the implementation of biological sciences to physics part is called biophysics.